Hello guys and welcome back. So now let's go ahead and connect our game to a server and then create a room and a lobby, alright? For that what we're gonna do is in the game folder, then in the scripts folder, create another folder by the name of connection, and inside this connection let's create a new C# script by the name of room manager. Then click on this room manager and drag and drop this script. After that, open it up in the Visual Studio Code, and at the top we will now add this library, or you can say package, which is using photon.pun. Okay, and from here you can remove the start and update methods, and with the mono behavior now we will also add pun callbacks. Alright, then what we're gonna do is we can actually add the start method again, and in here we will debug a message that we are connecting. Alright, and when we show a message that we are connecting, we will also connect. Alright, so for connecting we will say photon network dot connect using settings. Right, this is a built-in method inside the photon package. Alright, and the connect using settings means that it will connect using the default settings of the Photon in which the region and everything is set up. Alright, as you know that in most of the game there are region, for example Asia or Europe or America, like that. Alright, so since my region is Asia, so it will connect using that settings. After that there is one more method which is by the name of on connected to master, and in this we will say base dot on connect to master. After this we will debug a message so that we know that yes, we are connected to a server now. So we will say connected to server, right? And then we want to join a lobby, so we will say for photon network dot join lobby. Alright, and then we also want to create a room in that lobby, and then we will name that room. Alright, so that a specific amount of players according to their options, for example if some player some player choose the day night scene, alright, then we will create a separate room for that, name that room, and then whatever player who want to play in a day scene, we will join all of that players in that specific room. Alright, so for creating a room we will say public override void, name this as on joined lobby. Make sure that you type these names correctly because they are the unit the photon pun method names. Alright, so make sure that you name them the same as mine. Then we will say base on joined lobby. Now we need to name this room, so we will say photon network dot join or create room. Right here you can type the name of the room. For now I'm just gonna name it as test room. Alright, and we will now not specify how amount of users will be in it, or any other settings, so we're just gonna leave the other two for null right now, and then we're gonna say debug.log. We are connected to a lobby and we are in a room. Alright, so now you can just save this and let me explain what we did right here. First of all, right here we imported the photon.pun to handle photon specific networking features. Alright, then right here this room manager class inherits from the mono behavior pun callbacks, which provide built-in methods to handle photon events such as this on connected to master on joined lobby. Alright, now right here in the start what we did is we print a message in the console to indicate that we are connecting. Then in the photon network dot connect using settings, we connect to the photon master server using the settings specified in the photon server settings file. Alright, let me show you that file. If you click on photon, then you can click on photon unity networking, then the resources folder, and here you will find this photon server settings file, in which, as you can see, as I told you, we can set up our region, and if you want to, you can make other options as well that start in offline mode, the dev region. Alright, you can type the region name, for example Asia, or whatever you want this game to run in that region. Alright, but for setting up the region name, make sure that you check out the Photon documentation, because you will there you will find the region names, or write the proper region name, for example Asia or South Asia or whatever region. Alright, then you can type that fixed region or dev region in this. Alright, so make sure that you check out the Photon documentation for this. Alright, so once we connect to the master using the settings specified in the Photon settings file, then after that in this method right here we first of all calls the base method, then we print a message indicating that the player is connected to a server, and then right here we join the default Photon lobby. Alright, then in this method the client successfully joins a lobby. So for successfully joining the lobby, we first of all call the base method. Then right here in the second line, you can say we join or create a room named test room. Alright, for now we name this as test room, but as I told you, when we will be having different types of player options, for example selecting the map, then if some players selected the day room, alright, then for that players we will create a separate room. Alright, we will not be naming this as test room, because if everyone is in the test room then the options will not work. And also if some for example in PUBG or Free Fire there are 50 or 90 players, I mean 100 players in each room. Alright, but since our game is just for testing, we will allow only 5 players in each room. So for example, if 5 players, or you can say 2 players are fulfilled and we add them in the room and start the game, then for example if 2 other players then opens the game and wants to join a game, then for that players we will create a separate room and joins them in the game. Alright, just like it happens in PUBG or Free Fire. So we will be changing this room name according to that conditions. Right, and in the end we just indicate that we are connected to a lobby and in a room. Alright, I hope you understand what is going on in the room manager script. You can now save it, get back right here. As you can see, the room manager is applied. Let me change to game view and let's play the game. Alright, when the game started, it shows this error that the variable player transform of camera manager has not been assigned. It is because right here in the lobby player we have the scripts active, and for this player we don't want any of this script to be active, so I'm just gonna disable them. Alright, so make sure that you disable all of them. And when you disable them and then you start the game, you will notice that it will first show connecting, then when it is connected to a master, or you can say connected to a server, it will show that, and then when we join a lobby and in a room, it shows that as well. Let me close the game and show it to you guys once more. If we start the game again, you will notice that first it shows that we are connecting. After a few seconds, we connect to a server and then we join a lobby and a room. Alright, so it means that our multiplayer system is working. We are connecting to an online server which will go through the Photon server settings, alright, in which, as I told you, there will be an option for regions and all of that. Alright, you can just forget this thing if you are creating a simple multiplayer game. Alright, then you can just don't think about that what is happening in this Photon server settings file. Just know that now we are connecting to a server, we are creating a lobby, and we are creating a room. And when we are doing all of this, now in the next video, when we create a lobby and a room, then we want our player to join that room and then be in that room, walk around, shoot around and all of that. So we just gonna do that in the next video.